Hey fellas, and welcome back to With a Y. Today I wanted to show you just like some cool Deltarune fan sprites. I thought they were pretty neat. From Clowntism, Deltarune sprites, but like, it's how I draw the characters. Hey, great job, fella. I like seeing like the different interpretations people have through fan works. It's neat stuff. Gave Chris a little ponytail, or God forbid, a man bun. Actually, no, you just gave them a cleaner lineup with bangs. But something is amiss here. Like, something is wrong when I look at these. I know exactly what it is. Twitter just reduced the quality a bunch. Here's the high-res version. Great art. It would be awesome if the creator saw it. Okay, I'm gonna drop the pretense now. Toby Fox saw this and accidentally retweeted it on his main Twitter account, and it was really funny to watch. Like, he pump-faked that about as quick as he humanly could. I don't mean this like with any insult to the original artist, but it'd be kind of nuts if a tweet like this on its own got like 40,000 likes and 4 million views. It's not that it doesn't deserve that, or that I'm not happy for the person it happened to. It would be an anomaly. Like, I'm not wrong for saying that, I don't think, right? And it was because Toby Fox decided to accidentally retweet that, and there have been so many permutations of how this joke has changed in the last 24 to 48 hours. I had originally planned to cover this like yesterday, but I'm really glad I waited the extra day because so much stuff happened so fast that just made this situation funnier and funnier to me. Like, the immediate reaction from a lot of people was fear. Toby has an alt account. We're so fucked. The worst of all, he could be any one of us. If you don't know, there's been like a theory that Toby Fox has a secret alt that he interacts with the community with, and he just forgot to switch out of main when he retweeted this. I don't know how much I believe that, but it does become relevant later. For some people, this prospect was exciting. Like, Toby, hey Toby, can we see that again, Toby? And then others who were in complete unrepentant fear of this being a possibility. They're like, wait a second, I thought he didn't pay as close attention. I was really hoping he didn't. There was just the cosmic existentialism about the idea that he could have been watching us the whole time. I lost my fangs a long time ago. Toby is listening. You also had your epic reaction images of how Toby may have felt during the whole thing. Tricky Tony with his epic top hat just freaking out because he accidentally retweeted, oh hey, nice fan art. Toby Fox reposted. Shit! Tries not to laugh speed macro. You knew it was gonna show up around here. Toby Fox realizing he can't unretweet because he's got a million obsessed freaks with post notifications on for him. This is a very apt description. You're all freaks! I also like the idea that he just like played it chill. From Hit My Funny Bone. Dude, did you hear Toby accidentally retweeted fan art then undid it? 100% has an alt account. Dude, that's crazy. He could be any one of us. He barked a little weird. Reusing some of the old newsletter art to illustrate Toby's potential mind state during this situation unfolding. If you didn't know, this happened like around the same time as the 7th anniversary of Deltarune, so some people were like expecting a newsletter to commemorate the anniversary. Instead, what we got was, you know, a lot of actually kind of fun fan mock-ups. Newsletter Halloween 2025. It's been 7 years already? I didn't plan anything. I've been busy looking at fan art. Sorry. See ya. There's also one read of the situation that I find very amusing, and it's one where this happened very close to Deltarune's 7th anniversary, because between doing the big stuff he was doing for the Undertale 10th anniversary and not having like a newsletter or anything in place, he just decided to do this to distract us. He's like, I have one card to pull. Also, a quick reminder, there are only a few days left to get my G-Subs horror drop, the Macabre Collection. On November 6th, in just 4 days, everything you see on screen, the shaker cup, that desk-like mousepad, this awesome reversible parka, and the double-sided t-shirt will be gone forever. If you guys get anything, it would really support the channel, and you can go to that first link in the description to get 10% off until November 6th. And then, you know, tweets re Tony from Creepy Chris Pizza. Just like different ways of expressing this. And another one of him just being an overbearing 8th dimensional being who can just like see anything we're doing and will never be not under his watchful eye. And the situation started getting big enough on its own that it started breaking containment. We have Ben, who I've seen over here for a funny quirk of Twitter I'm gonna show y'all soon. Whoops, misclick. I hope nobody noticed that. I know it's a banger tweet when people start wondering my profile picture looks like that. And they've had this discourse before, but Twitter does this thing where like, because of how it rescales, Ben's profile picture is more purple the farther away it is. The entire outline's purple here. It's a little more mixed in here. Then you click here and there's barely fucking any at all on the actual image. It's insane. I think these jokes where people were just kind of keeping it to like what had already unfolded publicly were plenty fine. I didn't like really post about it myself because I was curious if like more shit was gonna unfold. Like maybe it was part of a bit Toby was doing. Maybe it was just like gonna whimper off into the night. But then you had some people like making comments about how like we're gonna find the secret alt for real for real. Some of those people were probably joking, but it's kind of hard to tell the difference, which going after like people's like personal accounts, even if like they're not like directly showing personal information they otherwise wouldn't post to social media, even if it's just for lurking, it doesn't really line up with my prerogative wanting to go out looking for that stuff. But you know, of course, as it's prone to, the Deltarune fandom managed to start discourse. Let's start with the less important, just kind of funny type of shit in that he retweeted some really, really innocent shit as like the only piece of fan art we've ever seen him actively retweet in recent memory. It was just like re-sprites of official game sprites, and they weren't even crazy huge changes. It was like stylized in one person's perception of the character, and it wasn't a big deal. But you guys know how ship wars can get in any fandom. Hell, it can get nasty when you're talking about NBA RPF. If that was ship art, he would have been so fucking cooked. Not because it's like a moral slight to any one particular ship, but more because it would have just given one community ammo that they would have held against the rest of the fandom for God knows how long, at least until the next chapter comes out. Toby is so lucky to have accidentally retweeted the safest shit possible. Exactly that. Like, he didn't even retweet anything that acknowledged some crazy shit about game lore that hasn't been revealed yet. Like, someone came up with this hypothetical: Toby watching 10 years of secrecy going to waste after accidentally reposting a tweet with Gaster. And yeah, that would have been a lot more catastrophic. The point is, it didn't happen, you know? Multiple people making that comment about how at least it wasn't like ship art, you'd never hear the end of it. But from there, we have to actually get into the bit that like started some real discourse that people were having opinions about. It was a pretty common joke for people to say, "Whoops guys, forgot to log out of my alt account and back onto main. Didn't mean to retweet it there on me, the real Toby Fox's official Twitter account." Fake screenshots like this where it's just a random Asta Finassa. Wow, so many followers. Thank you for this milestone, and please ignore the other accounts I have access to. Nothing really to see there. And these types of tweets fueling the suspicion that he really could be someone you are oomps or indoor mutuals with on Twitter. And then you had shit like this that was like crazy. You had people claiming in the depths, the bowels of the community with no more than a few hundred likes at the time, you had folks saying shit like, wait, there are people just now thinking or discovering that Toby Fox has an alt? I thought we all knew what Toby's alt account was and chose to leave it alone. And you know, if this is actually the case, that would be like the right move. Like, you find it on accident. It's like, let it be. This was like the dog chasing the car. You were never supposed to actually find this. But then you had this person cranking it up a notch, saying, quote, retweeting their own tweet, getting 4,000 likes, about apparently 2 million views. I do not think view counting on Twitter is at all accurate. Holy fuck, he deactivated it. And we're looking at this account with the @ blurred out. And the argument here is that, like, they were keeping it to themselves before, but they only shared it after it was already gone and still hid the @. And apparently this translates to something like, don't look at me, which, you know, is like a bit on the nose, but holy fuck. The profile picture is from the flower fields in Mother 3. On its surface, it could definitely make people think that, like, holy shit, did we go too far? And of course, the discourse got started, man. Y'all are so fucking parasocial. It's insane. Look at what you've done, spilling over the bowl of candy by taking more than one.
Have some respect and don't spoil the game. It's impossible to have mysteries nowadays.
Using audio from Undertale that you had to, like, go into the game folder to find.
Jesus Christ, parasocial! You need to log off!
People were like, ah, guys, look what you've done! Really, Deltarune fans? Which, you know, it's, like, understandable to an extent. Be like, oh, come on, man. Like, who? Most of the people I saw on my timeline were just, like, making jokes and, like, weren't even insinuating that there was a Toby Fox alt. A lot of that was, like, shit I found after. It was people just saying, like, ah, fuck, he misclicked. It was a misinput! There were some people, like, really up in arms for this, though. Sisel has to come out of the woodwork and clear this shit up. This account never existed. I made this up to misdirect people looking for the real alt. If Toby has an alt account, that's nobody's business, but I knew there'd be people looking for it anyway, so I chose to have a little fun with it. They had y'all doing fucking discourse over this shit, man! He had you doing backflips like a show dog. Oh my god. And you know, if you're someone who thought like that this was the result of like parasocial Deltarune fans ruining a good thing, you were the ones who got duped, but ultimately you can't be too mad about it because it served the same end that you think it should. It distracted people from looking for the real thing, if only for a time, and it was funny as fuck. And apparently this Sisel fellow was also like doing this in their fucking friends' DMs. He was gaslighting me for an hour, just making up shit and information to keep the illusion going for the entire runtime. It was Deltarune fan art, mostly Japanese. I remember a specific Tenna drawing. Actually finding it be possible. It definitely had the Deltarune hashtag, but that does not narrow it down. Like making up details that they themselves, the person who is making it up, is supposedly iffy on. The cerebral layers are so funny. Lying for lying's sake has to be one of the most freeing things you can do as a person on this planet. I'm pretty much all for any jokes or measures that go to obfuscating a potentially existing Tony dog alt. Like fucking let him lie, man. Isn't there like more wonder in the idea of him seeing it than knowing it? At least this deep in, man. You may have come into this thinking it was going to be more serious than it was, but no, it was like probably one misclick on Toby's end, and then like the Deltarune fandom gaslighting itself for the rest of it, which is like, to me, objectively hilarious. That's all I got. That kwytebox email is in the description if you guys want to send me any video topics. Anyways, piss off.